All right, welcome everybody to how to get paid through command. So, in this class, we are going to outline um, what are the steps that you need to make, not only from compliance standpoint, but also how do you set up your offer and your commission inside of command. So, we're going to start on the opportunities tab, and just hold on, my screen moved. Sorry. Just as a reminder, the opportunities tab is over here, the little handshake button right here. Let me move something around real quick. Sorry. Got too many windows open. So we're going to start in the opportunities tab. I've already created the opportunity, which if you follow along in the DocuSign class, it shows you how to create the opportunity and get documents signed and things like that. So we're going to start. The first step is we have to do all of our compliance. So very first thing is you're going to click over here on the left-hand side where it says Kentucky Residential. You will select what type of property are you selling? Is it Kentucky residential home? Are you just doing a referral? Indiana residential, Kentucky new construction, Indiana new construction, or Kentucky residential slash Kentucky commercial as well. So first thing is pick your checklist. I can't talk because whatever you pick determines what's required and what isn't required. For example, if you pick commercial or new construction, seller disclosures aren't required because we aren't required to fill those out for those types of properties. Okay. So next thing is you have three different types of documents. You have your consultation. This is where you're going to put your guide to buyer's agency, your agency consent form, your exclusive buyer's agreement, and then there's options for other things such as one-time showing agreement or consumer guide for one time or buyer responsibility, or if you're in Indiana, the buyer broker documents. Then you have under contract. This is where you're going to put your buyer agency part 2 when you fill that part out, the purchase agreement, seller disclosures, and then if it's built before 1978, lead-based paint. Also, you'll put a copy of your earnest money check, counteroffer forms, and you can see all the other optional documents that you can put in as well. One thing I wanted to show as we get into this is you do have the option to be able to add additional documents as well. So I always put the first document under the addendum, but then if you needed to, you could come over to the right-hand side, click your 3 dots right here and click add document. And there you would put in what's the name of the document. We'll just call this one Matt document. What type of document is it a contract, disclosure, addendum? We'll say this one's an addendum. You can put in any additional notes. You can either say I'm going to upload it from my computer or I'm going to put it in DocuSign. We'll just say it's in DocuSign. And then hit save there. And it'll allow you to upload the document, by the way. So in DocuSign, you actually upload it. So I'm going to upload this purchase agreement, for example, and hit save. And you can see where it added additional documents down here. The name of it is Matt document. And then over here, you can see where we have the Gore purchase agreement because that's the one that I uploaded. Okay. Same thing for your closed documents. In here, we will upload a copy of your commission check, or you can put it in. We'll always upload it for you. Your settlement statement goes next. If you have a referral, if you are paying a referral either to an agent or a company, you do have to put the copy of your referral invoice and or instructions in here. That way we make sure we pay the referral out at the proper percentage. And then we're going to put in the transaction DA, which is basically all of the commission. How did it break down? How much went to you? How much went to the referral company? How much went to KW, for example? And then additional spots for any additional documents that you might have to use. Okay, so that's just overall compliance. Anything that is required, you do have to put in. Don't worry about the closed section. You all are going to focus on consultation section and under contract. So how do you put a document in? So first thing, I'm going to go to consultation. If you are running your documents through DocuSign, then it's really simple. You're just going to see at the top, it's going to say attach files from DocuSign. If you have folders in the room, you get to select what type of folder it is. I don't have folders in this room. So then I'm going to come down here and it'll list all the documents. I put 2 in just so I would be able to show you. And it's just as simple as I'm going to come to the right document. So agency consent form, I'm going to click here and put in my agency consent form. Then I'm going to come down. Let's just pretend like this was I know it says purchase agreement, but let's say it was exclusive buyer's agreement. We're going to put that in. You can see how easily it just uploads documents. You have another option to be able to put documents in as well. Instead of going through DocuSign, you might manually upload something. So if you're going to do that, you're just going to come where it says DocuSign, click My Computer Manual. And then you can see here, now it gives you an option to browse your computer and find a document. So I'm going to browse, and let's go to my desktop, and I'll just upload a random document. We'll do this.
Was us talking over you?
I couldn't hear you.
I'm
If you are.
sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So that's how you manually upload. So again, just come over here to browse, go find the document on your computer, click it and hit open, and it'll upload as well. So you can see I'm uploading documents, and then you can switch back and forth. So maybe I go back to DocuSign and click there. Now, what do you do if you upload the wrong document? Well, very simply, you can come into here. We're going to go to the agency consent, click the three dots, and I can click remove, and you can see it goes away. Then I can come back in and select the proper document or upload the proper document. So if you make a mistake, no big deal. Just click the three dots, remove it, and then update it. Once you have all of your documents in, you're going to come up and click. This is a really important part, so don't miss this. Click Submit to MC. We don't actually see anything you upload until you click this button. Once you click this button, then we're going to come in and double check and make sure. We're going to open each document, actually scroll through them and make sure that you have all of your signatures, that you don't have any blanks or initials that were missing, so on and so forth. If there is an error that was found, a signature missing or something along those lines, this would be returned to you. So instead of status open, this would switch to return. It'll have a note inside of it. And so you can see an add comment. Let me just show you test, add reply. So you can see over here, see how it has this comment button? You'll get a notification at the top saying this has been returned to you. So up here, you would have a notification that says it's been returned. And then you'll come over here and this would actually be read if it was returned. And you click the note and it'll actually tell you what was wrong. So you see I wrote test. So the office would write initial missing on page 2 of purchase agreement, for example. Okay, so you would make that correction, and very simply, you would click here and either remove or update document and fix it after you get the signatures you need. And then you're going to click submit to MC again. Every time you change a document, you do have to resubmit to the MC so that we can come in and do the compliance, make sure that you stay legal and don't get in any trouble with the KREC. And you're going to work your way down through the consultation and under contract pages, putting everything in that you need. And you do have to submit each one individually, by the way. So when you're on consultation, you would submit that one. And then when you go to under contract and you get all of these documents in, you would submit this one. Now, one thing to note, you can see here, I don't have all the required documents. If I go to submit to MC, it'll say, are you sure not all the attached documents are there? You can still submit, but it'll most likely get brought back to you because we're missing, actually not most likely, it definitely will get sent back to you because you will be missing documents. So it will let you override the required, but we won't let you override it from a compliance standpoint. We're going to send it back to you and say, hey, you forgot seller disclosures. Please put those in and resubmit them. Okay. So that's compliance. That's how you make sure that you're legally binding. We have 2 different people checking those at all times. And then ultimately our broker, of course, Kelly, is the one that signs off on everything through the admin that are helping her to double check all of that stuff. So once you get all of your compliance done, then we're able to move to part 2. Part 2 is going to be here in the center of the screen under offers and commissions. So on this page, you're going to come up and don't pay attention to this offer. This is where I was doing a previous training. We're going to come in and we're going to add a new offer. Then inside of here, we have to fill out anything with the red asterisk. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put in the address. So let me type in one. I'm going to put in the address. And here in a second, this house is not for sale. This is just a random house. When we go to submit it, it's going to give an error and say this hadn't found. I'm going to show you the solution on that as well, because I get asked that a lot. So next thing, we're going to fill out what type of property is it. This is a residential property. Is it a resale, a new home, multifamily, so on and so forth? This is a resale. How many units? It's always going to be 1 unit. This is not, this is how many units, not how many like apartments there are, how many properties are being sold. What are you getting credit for in terms of the number of houses sold? So this is typically going to be a 1. Sometimes in special circumstances, it could be more. Call me if that's the case. You're going to put in the seller's name. I'm just going to make up a name, Jane Doe. And then you put in the seller's agent name. So Jane Agent. And then you're going to put in what did the house sell for? And we'll say this home sold for $200,000. how much are they putting down for cash? This is not just earnest money. This is the total amount down. So let's say these people are putting down $25,000. It automatically calculates your finance amount. And then you can put in your earnest money amount as well. Always put that in and then select if it's held by the market center or not held by the market center. Just as a reminder to me later on, are we holding it or are we not holding it? Because you can always come back to this and reference it. Then you're going to fill out what's the date the contract was signed. And then ultimately, what's the projected closing date? So we'll say this one's projected to close tomorrow. By the way, you want to put these in as soon as you get something under contract. I know I'm using like tomorrow's date for a close date. You actually want to put it in as soon as possible. We can always archive and cancel any deals that fall apart. I know none of y'all are all great enough agents that you never have a deal fall apart. But if you do, then we can cancel that. Don't worry about that. Okay. Then we're going to hit create and accept offer. All right. So it created the offer there. And then inside of here, this is the financial breakdown. So the first line is how much did we sell the home for? How many units is it? What's the contract date? What's the close date? And what's the transaction ID? Okay. The next thing is what is the commission? So you can see here in this particular made up scenario is a 3% commission. The commission on $200,000 was $6,000. Are there any concessions, bonuses, or any outside referrals? If you're paying an outside referral to an agent or to another company, you're going to click add outside referral. How much is your referral amount? I'm going to put in 25%. It automatically calculates how much that is. And then what is their name? If you're going through, say, a portal that gives you leads like HomeLight, we probably already have it in there. You click that and you can see it fills out all the info in there because we've already had it. If it's something that we've never had one before, so this is like an agent sends you a referral, you would type in the agent's name. And down here, click add new agent. And then you have to fill out all of this information here. So I'm going to stick with doing HomeLight just because I don't want to have to figure out how to fill all that out for a made up person. All right. So we're just going to select HomeLight. We're going to click add outside referral. So you can see it put in down here, outside referral to $1,500. Also up here in your summary, you can now see where outside referral has been added. Okay. Next thing we need to do is we need to edit the buyer commission and we need to add a bonus. So this is going to be your admin fee. So we're going to put in $225 for the admin fee. Don't worry, it's going to pop up red because it doesn't balance. It's because we're just now adding it in. And then we're going to hit save on that. Okay, so you see where here now it added the bonus or the admin fee in as well. Then finally, we're going to come down to edit agent payment. We're going to click here. Couple things you can see right here in the bonus. You can see we're short 225. So it kind of tells us what to put in. We need to distribute that 225 bonus we put in. So I'm just going to add 225 there. And now you can see it balances out to 0. The next thing we're going to come down, and since we had an outside referral on this one, you can see it tells us, oh, wait, you haven't, where's that 1,500 coming from? Well, it needs to come out of the agent commission. So we're going to click here, and you can see that now changes to 0. And then it'll ask if you need any of these other things. Don't worry about any of that stuff, and then click save. So now that we've done that, you can actually click payment breakdown under agent payment. And you can see inside of here, it tells you what was the total commission. In this case, it was $6,000. How much is the admin fee? $225. How much did we pay on the outside referral? $1,500. What's the net to the agent? This will also have how much you're paying in company commission and how much you're paying in royalty. Now, it so happens that I'm capped. So meaning I'm earning 100% because I've paid in all of my royalty and all of my company dollar for the year. So it's showing that no money is coming out. If you are not capped, it will show you to what percentage are you capped. So it might say of the $3,000 in royalty, you've paid in $1,500, or of the $18,000 in company dollar, you've paid in $17,000, and it'll have the amount that comes out of here. So ultimately, part of the reason we want you to fill this out is A, this is how you get paid and you have to fill it out, most importantly, but B, it also lets you know what to expect in terms of your check. So you can see right here in this scenario, I would be getting a check for $4,725. Then up at the top, again, it has another summary, just recapping all the stuff that we just changed and put in. There's also, before you hit submit, there's one section here. So in here, I'll always make a note of anything special. Referral, I know I misspelled that, but referral to HomeLight for 25%. And then I'll copy and paste the referral instructions in here. So, for example, it might say mail to 123 Main Street, you know, Owensboro, Kentucky, just as an example. You can also put notes in here where a lot of agents upcharge their admin fee, meaning they add like above the 225, maybe they charge 250 or 300 or 400 or whatever. You're allowed to do anything you want, your business. So if there's an additional amount where that, say they collected $300, then you can make a note inside here that says $75 of admin fee goes to me, remaining 225 to office. So this is just a really great place to just explain to the MCA, hey, here's what's going on with this transaction. I know I put it all over here, but just to make you aware and make your life easier, here's a summary of what's going on. Once you've done that, you click save, and you can add as many notes as you want in here. So just to show you, I can just keep adding notes and notes and notes. So as things change, I can update it. And then once you're ultimately done and all the numbers are in and everything matches up correctly, you're going to hit submit. Now, one of the great things is if something doesn't match up, let me edit this. Let's just take this outside referral out completely and hit save. Okay. Now, if I go, so the outside referral, it still shows here, but I never took it out as the agent on the agent side. If I go to submit it, skip donation to submit, you can see it tells me remaining outside balance on the buyer side is off. So it won't let you submit because not everything's balanced out. So I'm going to come back in and say, oh, you know what? I forgot to add the outside referral. Let me put that $1,500 in. I'm going to hit save. And then let me make a note real quick. Testing or test for training class. This way our MCA knows this isn't real. I'm going to hit submit. It's going to ask me, do I want to donate to either of those causes? You can donate or skip. And then I do encourage you to donate. As always, even just $1 per transaction goes a long way because it's everybody in Keller Williams donating. And then inside of here, now this has been submitted to the MCA. So you can see right here, this line changes to submitted. So that's how I know I sent it back. Now, if let's say that something changed, maybe the sales price changed through negotiations and I need to change this. Don't click request termination, because when you terminate it, you guys start completely over. Instead, send an email to our MCA, Amy, and just tell her, hey, the commission on, what was the address on this? 1144 Avondale changed. Can you send it back to me to change? And she can send it back to you where you can just come to this page and edit whatever you need to edit and resubmit. I'm going to click request termination because I don't want her to process it. I don't want to spend her time on it. It tells you, it reminds you of that. It says once terminated, it cannot be restored, which means if I terminate this, you can see terminated requested. Once she terminates it on her side, if I go back in, I would have to start all the way back over and click a new offer and start all the way over from that page. So that's really quickly, or not really quickly, in 20 minutes or so, how you get paid through Command. This video will be posted on our YouTube. I know how it is. If you're not doing one, it's hard to follow along. But you will always have this video to reference. It'll be on our YouTube page. We'll also send this out in an email here shortly this afternoon. And that way you'll have it in your email for reference also. If you ever have any trouble, you run into errors, or you can't get something to balance, just give me a call. I'll gladly help walk you through it, or log into your Command, see what's going on, and figure it out with you. So that's how you get paid through commissions. It seems a little daunting if it's your first time ever doing it. Now I can work through them in about 10 minutes or so and get through it all. So just practice. You can always create opportunities and go all the way through that process and then just terminate it at the end so that you become familiar with it, or wait until you get your first or next home, I guess I should say, your next home under contract, and then go through and process it. And if you have any trouble, feel free to reach out to me. So there you go. Thanks for joining me. We have 10 minutes until Bobby's full court press with Chris Harney. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one early. That way we can all get into there because Chris Harney is going to teach us all about lead generation and how to grow our business. So make sure you tune into that one. Appreciate y'all. Have a blessed day.